Have you ever wondered what it would be like to receive a magnificent set of jewels for overseeing a spirited princess? Nestled within the esteemed Victoria and Albert Museum lies a peridot necklace with a tale steeped in royal intrigue and mystery. This exquisite ensemble, commissioned by none other than King George IV himself, holds whispers of palace conspiracies and the tumultuous life of Princess Charlotte. This August, the month traditionally associated with the enchanting allure of peridots, we embark on a captivating journey to unravel the secrets and adventures of an exceptional jewelry set, one of the few surviving pieces from the early 19th century. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. Let's transport ourselves to Regency, England. George IV, then the Prince Regent, was the eldest child of King George III and Queen Charlotte. He was renowned not only for his reforms and extravagance, but also for his tumultuous family relationships. His marriage to Caroline of Brunswick, arranged for political reasons, was notoriously unhappy. From the very beginning of their acquaintance, George and Caroline exhibited mutual disdain. It is reported that George was deeply disappointed by Caroline at their first meeting. On the other hand, Caroline was also unimpressed with her future husband. This initial animosity significantly complicated their subsequent relationship. They spent little time together and made almost no effort to cultivate any positive rapport. George was more interested in a life filled with luxury and pleasures, while Caroline had a somewhat different lifestyle. Furthermore, he even forbade her from participating in his coronation when he finally became king. The only bright spot in their union was the birth of their daughter, Princess Charlotte, in 1796. However, even her upbringing was fraught with challenges. George, deciding that his wife should not be involved in decisions regarding their daughter's upbringing, took over the care of Princess Charlotte. Thus, from a young age, Charlotte found herself under her father's strict supervision and control. Her care was managed by a series of governesses and ladies-in-waiting. In 1814, as part of her father's plans, Princess Charlotte was presented with Prince William of Orange as a suitor. However, she rejected him. This led to a dramatic episode on the night of July 11th, when she fled to her mother's residence. By morning, after much persuasion, she reluctantly returned to her father. Following this incident, Charlotte was placed under even stricter surveillance. Her constant attendants included the Dowager Countess of Rosslyn and her two nieces, Charlotte and Lucy Coates. Princess Charlotte sometimes expressed her displeasure at their presence, describing the frail Dowager Countess of Rosslyn and her nieces, the Coates sisters, as famine and the consequences, which was considered a rather severe insult for that time. Under strict control, Charlotte remained until 1816, when she married Prince Leopold of Saxe-Coburg. After the wedding, the observation group was relieved of their duties. Despite Charlotte's displeasure with the Coates sisters' constant surveillance, for George, they were reliable and trustworthy informants. So much so that the Prince Regent decided to reward the Coates sisters for their service. During the preparations for Charlotte's wedding, he commissioned the renowned jewelers Rundle, Bridge, and Rundle to create two sets of jewelry, one from amethysts and the other from peridots, though it is unknown which sister received which set. The Prince Regent's choice of peridot for one of the sets was not surprising, as the gemstone was highly popular in the early 19th century due to its bright green color, which was believed to bring good luck and protect against evil spirits. The peridot set included a large necklace with a cross-shaped pendant, 2 bracelets, a pair of earrings, and 5 brooches. All the pieces were crafted in gold and stored in a red leather case. Remarkably, both the jewelry set and the original box have survived to this day. This set is an extremely rare surviving example from that period, as most sets dating from this era have been dispersed among subsequent generations. Interestingly, the invoice for the jewelry, issued to the Prince Regent, has also been preserved. Rundle's invoice, which is kept in the Royal Archives at Windsor, records the sets of peridot, described as chrysolite, and amethyst jewelry dated April 3, 1816, listing and valuing the parts of each set. The chrysolite jewelry cost £240 9 shillings, while the amethysts were priced at £298 15 shillings. It is worth noting that chrysolite is the most ancient name for the stone, dating back to before the Common Era, and is derived from the Greek word meaning golden stone. In France, the mineral is also called olivine because it resembles olives in appearance. On the eve of Princess Charlotte's wedding to Prince Leopold, George instructed his sister, Princess Elizabeth, to send the jewels to Miss Coates. The letter accompanying the gift, written by Princess Elizabeth, emphasized the importance of this gesture. It read as follows: "My dear Miss Coates, I write in great haste by command of the Prince Regent to beg you to accept the set of chrysolites which I send with this note. He hopes you will wear it at the wedding as a proof of his regard. I fear I have not said half enough to your sister, but they are all talking so hard, I scarcely know what I'm saying. Yours sincerely." Remarkably, the note written by Princess Elizabeth is still preserved with the jewels to this day. Upon receiving the exquisite peridot set, Miss Coates must have been overwhelmed with gratitude and awe. The Prince Regent's gesture was a testament to her unwavering loyalty and dedication to the royal family. As she prepared for Princess Charlotte's wedding, Miss Coates carefully adorned herself with the stunning necklace, bracelets, earrings, and brooch. The golden hues of the peridots complemented her elegant attire, catching the light as she moved through the grand halls of the palace. Undoubtedly, Miss Coates's presence at the wedding, wearing the jewels bestowed upon her by the Prince Regent, was a sight to behold, showcasing not only her own grace, but also the high regard in which she was held by the royal family. The marriage of Princess Charlotte and Prince Leopold of Saxe-Coburg held the promise of a bright future. However, tragedy struck a mere 18 months later when the Coates sisters found themselves taking part in the funeral procession for Princess Charlotte. After a year and a half of blissful matrimony, Charlotte passed away following the delivery of a stillborn son. She was only 21 years old. Her untimely death triggered an outpouring of grief among the British people, who had regarded her as a beacon of hope and a stark contrast to both her unpopular father and her grandfather, whom they considered to be mentally unstable. As the only legitimate grandchild of King George III, Charlotte's passing placed significant pressure on the king's unmarried sons to find suitable wives and produce an heir to the throne. It was King George III's fourth son, Prince Edward, Duke of Kent and Strathearn, who ultimately fathered the future Queen Victoria, born just 18 months after Charlotte's tragic demise. The peridot set remained with members of the Coates family for 2 centuries, carefully passed down through inheritance and marriage. Eventually, it found its way into the possession of Honorable Denise Orange. In November 2012, one of the most unusual auctions took place in the north of England, aimed at raising £2.3 million for restoration work at the Community of the Resurrection in Muirfield. It was here that the peridot set made its reappearance. Honorable Denise Orange, who supported the work of the monastery and had a relative among the monks, shared the preserved jewels to help fund the much-needed repairs of the church. The Community of the Resurrection is an Anglican monastic order founded in the late 19th century. Since its foundation, the community has been active in pastoral teaching and mission in different parts of the Anglican Communion. In the 21st century, the House of the Resurrection serves as the mother house and center of the activities of the Community of the Resurrection. The monastery has existed in Muirfield, West Yorkshire, since 1898 and, as of 2023, has 14 members. It is also a place where visitors of all kinds are warmly welcomed. The monastery is home to the College of the Resurrection, a theological school where both men and women come to prepare for ministry. The total proceeds from the auction amounted to £50,000. After the bidding concluded, the new owner of the historic peridot set applied for an export license for the jewels. Culture Minister Ed Vaizey took the decision to defer granting an export license for the suite of jewelry following a recommendation by the Reviewing Committee on the Export of Works of Art and Objects of Cultural Interest, on the grounds that it was of outstanding significance for the study of the history of jewelry in the early 19th century. Culture Minister Ed Vaizey said, "This stunning set of jewelry, along with its documents, association with the royal wedding and its renowned maker, is of great importance for the study of the history of jewelry, and I hope a UK buyer comes forward to secure it for the nation." Subsequently, the owner agreed to sell the set to the Victoria and Albert Museum. The acquisition of this exquisite jewelry set was made possible through funding from various sources, including the Art Fund and private donors. This is wonderful news for all of us, as now anyone can touch history and gaze upon the mesmerizing peridot set that is over 2 centuries old. We can rest assured about the future of the set. Who better to preserve this magnificent early 19th century British jewelry set with its royal heritage than the Victoria and Albert Museum? However, a question has arisen in my mind. Did you notice that the set originally sold at auction in 2012 is not entirely intact? The auction included 5 brooches, which we can see in the photographs. However, only 1 brooch is on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum, and only 1 brooch appears in the photographs and description on the museum's website. Could this mean that the remaining 4 brooches have stayed with the mysterious owner? What are your thoughts on this? Thank you for watching. I would love to hear your opinions on this episode, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others.